Isabella, be on the alert for a tidal wave that is heading your way. I repeat, a tidal wave is heading your way.
Jameson, we have an emergency. A tidal wave is heading our way. Everyone must get below decks immediately.
Honolulu is bracing for the impact of what is being referred to as a massive tidal wave. The tidal wave created by the 10.5 that destroyed most of Los Angeles is predicted to hit the islands within the hour.
What do you have for me, Sean?
An evacuation plan for Hawaii is in place, Mr. President.
Good, good. Looks like they'll be ready when it hits.
Yes, sir.
We have harmonic tremors coming out of Sun Valley, Idaho.
How frequent?
Breaking every 50 seconds. No, every 45 seconds.
Narrow it down.
They're up.
Bald Mountain, that's an extinct volcano.
Not anymore.
It's venting.
It's going to erupt.
Call the N.A.A. Issue an emergency warning to Sun Valley.
I'm on it.
this fast.
Sun Valley, the only way for volcanic gas to reach the surface is for it to punch through the plate, creating a hotspot volcano. It takes an incredible amount of force to do this. Force, I suspect, that was generated by the ongoing earthquake storm that began on the West Coast 3 days ago.
Dr. Hill, are you saying the 10.5 in California was only part of this earthquake storm and not an isolated event?
Are you saying there's a connection between these events?
That's my suspicion. It's possible the disruptions were so intense and generated so much heat that they created new fracture and stress zones under the entire western United States. If so, the whole region is in jeopardy.
Excuse me, Dr. Hill, Dr. Fisher. We've got quake swarms coming out of Kings Peak, Utah.
Come on, let's go. Okay.
We're on it. Are we tracking any signs of pre-activity?
No, nothing.
We've got side-to-side compression waves. They're buffeting the entire area.
It looks like general activity is about 1 kilometer below the surface. Frequency?
About every 45 seconds. No, make that 30 seconds.
Scale, Gina?
Fluctuating between 1.8 and 2.2.
Pull up our Landsat satellite image.
Can you see a thermal overlay? Something is definitely going on well below the surface.
The question is what?
Sciolgo! Sciolgo! Ehi, sciolgo! Sciolgo! Whoa! Whoa! Hey! Whoa! Ehi! Whoa! Ora! Whoa! Hey! Jonah! Hey! Yo! Whoa! Ehi, sciolgo! Dime.
Areas of the Southwest are reporting unusual movement of groundwater with actual flooding in Monument Valley. Low-lying areas are seeing water levels reaching as high as 10 feet and washing away roads.
We have a lot of confused and very frightened people out there, Dr. Fisher.
I understand that, sir.
Good, then please tell me what the hell is going on.
As you may or may not know, the entire Four Corners area, including Monument Valley, sits atop one of the nation's largest underground aquifers.
I'm only vaguely aware of that, Doctor.
These particular aquifers comprise primarily of sandstone. The hydraulic conductivity of sandstone aquifers is low to moderate, but because they extend over large areas, they provide large amounts of water. A lot of water.
How much water are you talking about?
By some estimates, out of the Four Corners area, enough to fill Lake Michigan.
Are you telling me all this water is going to come to the surface?
What I can tell you is that magmatic activity under the surface is heating up the sandstone, causing some of the water to percolate up out of the ground.
And what's causing that?
Subsurface ground temperatures under the Monument Valley area have increased dramatically in the last 24 hours. In some places by as much as 85 degrees.
I understand that, Dr. Fisher. But how does this relate to the 10.5 in California or the eruptions on Mount St. Helen or in Sun Valley? Something must be at the root of all of this.
I believe it's the movement of the plates themselves, Mr. President.
Dr. Hill.
Yes. Sorry I'm late. I was putting together some last-minute materials for this presentation.
I hope you have some answers for us.
I believe I do. Take a look. These plates, which are essentially massive sections of the Earth's rigid crust, are in a constant state of movement. Over millions of years, they drift apart, come together, and drift apart again. It's this constant movement that is the source of all seismic disturbance. When one plate pushes up against another, the friction causes earthquakes, mountain building, volcanic activity, and so on.
I'm with you so far, Dr. Hill.
Close to 300 million years ago, all of the plates were joined together in a single supercontinent known as Pangaea. Over hundreds of millions of years, these plates have slowly drifted apart, forming the current world geography that we all recognize.
What exactly does this have to do with our current situation?
Everything. I'm starting to think that the plates have now reached their maximum point of separation and are beginning to reverse direction once again. As the plates continue to move, we could see an escalating series of events: quakes, volcanoes, massive sinkholes, gaseous explosions, flooding, rapid weather change, and other anomalies.
This sounds more like the coming of the apocalypse than a scientific conclusion.
For all intents and purposes, Mr. President, that's exactly what it could turn out to be. In 1983, my father came up with a theory he called accelerated plate movement, or APM. I think it explains a lot about what's going on.
I don't remember hearing about that one.
He never published it. The theory essentially argues that when the Earth's plates reverse direction, as I suspect they're doing right now, geologic processes are greatly accelerated.
Accelerated?
Mm-hmm. If his theory is correct, that would explain the phenomena we're seeing. You know, the rapid deforestation, volcano building, flooding, quakes.
How did he come up with this theory?
Dr. Hill, we're tracking harmonic tremors underneath the Lake Mead recreation area in Arizona. I think you better take a look.
Lake Mead? Jordan, where are we at?
Quakes are shallow, fluctuating between 2.4 and 3.3.
Duration?
They're swarming about every 45 seconds, now closing in on the 35-second mark.
Ian, bring up an overlay.
Coming up.
We had signs of magmatic activity under the entire area.
Bring us in closer, please.
We're at full resolution.
We need to get a better look at this.
There's too much surface interference.
I'm gonna fly out there and see what's going on.
Yeah, I'll go with you.
Sam, you're needed here. We can't both go. Look, I'll be in contact the entire time.
Jordan.
I better go.
We are flying over a sinkhole right now, which has just appeared right in the middle of the highway. But this is only one of many to have popped up suddenly like this over the last few hours. The highway patrol is just desperately trying to clear out this backlog of traffic, but it is jammed solid in both directions, just as far as the eye can see here. Oh my gosh. Oh no. As we are live on the air, the sinkhole that we are flying over is opening up. This thing is moving, and it looks like people are now abandoning their cars. They're abandoning Whole cars are falling into the sinkhole. Pieces of the ground are just falling away. This is unbelievable. Unlike anything we have ever seen. Hang on just 1 second. I don't know if you can hear us, but it seems like the movement.
Look at this.
Is now
Look at
coming to an
sinkholes
end.
opening up all over the place.
And the dust is now starting to clear. The sight down here is just awful. There are a number of vehicles in that sinkhole, and all we can hope for is that those people are not trapped down there.
What's your status, Jordan?
I'm coming up over the Colorado right now. How's my signal?
It's good.
There's a lot of movement on the surface of the river. What's the median speed of the current in this stretch?
Between 1.7 and 3.3 miles per hour. It fluctuates depending on Hoover Dam's overflow.
I'm tracking it at 7.4 miles an hour right now.
Are you sure?
Positive. I'm seeing whitecaps down there.
Call operations at Hoover Dam, find out what's going on, what their overflow rate is.
I'm on it.
Something's definitely not right here. Water temperature's increasing rapidly, fluctuating between 88.4 and 91.3 degrees. What's the norm this time of year?
Between 42 and 56 degrees.
You're close to twice that.
Sam, I did a little research on Earl's APM theory. Rapid increase in ground temperature is a key indicator of acceleration.
Are you telling me you agree with my father's theory?
Coming up over the Hoover Dam now. Water temperature's increasing rapidly. 92.7, 95.7, 98.4, 102.9, 105.5, 108.1, still rising. I'm gonna do some more readings on the other side of the dam. Here we go, I'm flying up over Highway 93 right now. Oh no.
What?
The water's already rising over the spillway. It looks like they've stopped all the traffic. I'm gonna do some more readings over the water. I'm picking up lots of temperature fluctuations on this side. It's getting a lot hotter. 122.3. No, 125.5. It's climbing fast. Jeez, it's hot down there. I don't believe it.
What is it, Jordan?
The groundwater under Lake Mead's rising to the surface.
We've got another Monument Valley on our hands.
It's gonna flood. They need to start dumping more water right now. It's still flooding.
I just spoke to Hoover Dam's operations center. They're releasing the overflow at full capacity.
Jordan, they can't dump it any faster.
Issue an evacuation warning to all the areas along the lower Colorado. I don't know if the dam can hold up much longer. I'm gonna go check it out. It's like Niagara Falls out there.
Jordan, there's nothing more you can do. Get out of there!
Jordan, get out of there!
Go, go, go!
Jordan! Jordan! Come on in.
Excuse me, Dr. Hill. I finished those simulations you wanted. I think you should see these right away.
Right, of course.
I posted the results on the server so we can access them from here. Using the calculations you gave me, I started with the initial Seattle event 93 hours ago. Next, I entered the intervals between each subsequent event. Now, this was done using a timescale converting hours into seconds.
Oh. The events are occurring in diminishing intervals.
That's right. Using random locations in the western and central region, I extrapolated forward into the next 48 hours.
Are you sure this is right?
I input the data 3 times just to be certain.
How probable is this threat, Dr. Hill?
It's continuing to become more and more of a reality as the plates reverse direction.
How so?
Ancient fracture zones and stress points are being reawakened in the entire central and western United States. Some of these will develop into new fault lines or cracks in the Earth's crust.
What exactly are we facing here?
Best case scenario is a string of more catastrophic quakes and volcanic eruptions throughout these regions.
And the worst?
My team put together a simulation. I think you should take a look at it.
Let's see it.
60 million years ago, the entire central plain of the North American continent was home to a vast sea that connected the Arctic Ocean with the Gulf of Mexico. It wasn't until the end of the Cretaceous period that this sprawling north-south seaway began to recede. The extensive marine fossil record in the Great Plains is clear proof of its existence.
What are you getting at, Doctor?
If a new divergent fault line opens up in the Midwest, spreading north and south, this ancient seaway will reestablish itself.
Reestablish itself?
The entire Midwest, most of which is barely above sea level, will flood and literally cut the North American continent in half.
My God.
Do you know what you're suggesting here?
Unfortunately, I do, sir. The geography of North America could be changed beyond all recognition. Urgent. Patch him in.
Sam, I'm inside the Atlas Casino in Vegas. I think we're in trouble here. We've got tremors.
Gina, bring up satellite of the Las Vegas area. Thermal, infrared, and spectral.
Tremors are hitting about every 15 seconds. I can just start to feel them.
We're not picking up anything yet.
Of course not. You're staring at a bunch of machines. You're not feeling it, Sam. You're not feeling it in your bones.
Grab webcam images if you have to. I need to see what's going on there.
We've got quake swarms out of the Las Vegas area, ranging between 1.3 and 1.5.
We're going to be hit by another one. It's just a few seconds. Oh, jeez. It's escalating.
Range sliding upwards, 2.3.
Listen to me, Sam. We don't have a lot of time here. I found sulfur in the water, highly acidic.
Magmatic flow contaminated the aquifer?
I think it did more than that. You remember that time you went out with me to West Florida to check out those sinkholes? You must have been 9 or 10. They had a lot of acid rain that year. And it ate away at the limestone aquifer underneath the whole area.
Blocks of houses disappeared into those sinks. I thought it was the most amazing thing ever.
Oh, yeah, sure you did, until you fell in one. Boy, was your mother pissed at me.
You think the aquifer under Las Vegas has been compromised?
Look, the whole city is sitting on a crumbling slab of Swiss cheese by now. That's what's causing all the tremors. Oh, hell. Too late.
Dad!
Okay, everybody, get down!
Tremors are increasing, 5.6, 6.4.
Dad. going on?
With major tremors coming out of South Dakota.
South Dakota?
Ranger Unit 5, we're approaching the monument now. We're moving in closer to see if there's any damage. Wait a minute! I think I see something!
There it is!
I don't believe it! The rock is splintering! Look, there's another one, you see it?
Yeah, I see it!
The entire monument is riddled with cracks! It's not going to hold much longer!
We're out of here!
It's happening.
Oh no, it started.
I don't believe it.
It's headed south.
What we're seeing in South Dakota is exactly what I was afraid of. A new rift fault is forming in the Midwest that could potentially cut the North American continent in two.
A rift fault? How is that different from other faults we've been facing?
It's more volatile. The fault continually builds on itself, gaining momentum as it grows.
Wait. This rift fault is definitely going to split the continent in half?
If the movement of the plates continues at this pace, yes.
Isn't there anything we can do to stop it from spreading further?
Without my father's input, I'm a little in the dark.
Have we heard anything from our rescue mission?
Our teams are getting into place as we speak. And we've just learned that 911 received a brief distress call from Dr. Earl Hill. So we know he's still alive.
Well, that's good.
Thank God. Even if you do rescue my father, I don't know what our options will be, if any.
I can't accept that. There must be something.
Yeah, there is. Begin moving people out of harm's way.
Well, where to? If the fault line is going to extend all the way to the Gulf of Mexico, that's an impossibly large area we're talking about, Dr. Hill.
I wish there was something more I could do.
Is there any way you can narrow down the exact path this fault will take? If you can do that, at least we can focus our evacuation efforts on those areas first.
That would be incredibly helpful.
My team is already working on that. But I have to tell you, we're dealing with a high level of unpredictability.
I know you'll do everything you can, Samantha.
Yes, sir.
In the meantime, we will begin to prepare for the evacuation. Sean.
Hysteria is sweeping across North Dakota, South Dakota, Kansas, Oklahoma, and Texas as the Midwestern fault continues to spread southward.
Our Midwestern fault is now 10 miles south of Scottsbluff, Nebraska.
It's traveled over 125 miles in the last 2 hours.
It's also gone from an eighth of a mile to more than a quarter of a mile in width.
Which means, if it continues pretty much on course, it'll reach the Gulf of Mexico within 18 hours.
18 hours.
That's not a lot of time, so it's imperative that we narrow down that route. Gina, what did you find out about the composition of soil around Scottsbluff?
It's mostly soft sedimentary rock. Sandstone, limestone, chalk, and some conglomerate. There's nothing that would create any resistance to the fault.
Yet if you look at the fault's route so far, it's been on a zigzag course, winding around Scottsbluff, then down towards Kansas.
The shortest distance between 2 points is a straight line. Why is it veering?
There has to be something deeper, way down in the mantle that's determining its route.
We have an increase in ground temperature over a 1,250-mile wide area.
The highest concentration seems to be here, near the chalk pyramids in Kansas.
You think this is where the fault's actually going to come through?
It's a good bet. If it does, it's a clear line to the Gulf. What do we have by way of GPS sensors in that area?
None.
We have no idea if there's been any actual ground movement.
Geologically speaking, it's not a very exciting area. Nobody's been interested.
Let's do something about that.
okay, Chad?
Yeah.
Good, good.
Here?
Yeah.
Give me a hand getting it straight.
Yeah. That's it. Okay. All right. Okay.
If this area even thinks about moving, we'll know about it.
I'll get the rest.
Okay. I'll set up.
It's warm. Takes an awful lot of thermal activity to reach the surface like that. Do you smell that?
What?
Sulfur dioxide. Just a hint.
Do you think there's a vent around here somewhere?
Let's find out.
What the hell? Ian, it's Al.
What's up?
You better get down here and take a look.
On my way.
Hello? Anybody here?
It's getting stronger.
We're close. Hello? Look at this tire.
What happened?
It's volcanic acid.
Acid?
It's seeping up out of the ground. Oh, no. Hey! 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 Anybody here?
Oh my God.
Our fault started in South Dakota, moved through Nebraska, and now is moving through Kansas. The activity we witnessed at the chalk pyramids tells me it's headed right through there. That's its route.
I think you're right.
If it advances on the same trajectory through Oklahoma and Texas, it'll skim close to the Dallas-Fort Worth area, cut through Houston, and reach the Gulf here at Galveston in about 10.5 hours.
Wait a second. We see a more detailed section of the city grid about 25 miles north of Houston.
What is it?
I did some work in that area a few years back, if I remember right. Centerville, Huntsville, Crockett, Oakwood, Somerville, Red Plains, Texas.
What's wrong?
Red Plains, 1 and 2.
Yes, and?
They're the 2 largest nuclear reactors in the United States.
Our fault's gonna run straight through them.
Our worst-case scenario indicates that a reactor core meltdown or a spent fuel fire could result in millions of people killed. The entire southeast could be transformed into a no-man's land for centuries. We could lose as many as 75 million people.
How likely is this scenario?
Very. Because no permanent waste facility has been opened in the United States, about 15,000 tons of spent nuclear fuel have accumulated in the plant's storage ponds. If a pond were heavily damaged and the cooling water drained away, it would result in an uncontrollable inferno. The nuclear material in the concrete and steel pools would be released into the air, in effect, creating the ultimate dirty bomb.
Then let's move that material out of there.
I've already contacted operations at Red Plains 1 and 2. It's impossible. They can't even move a fraction of that out in time.
I'm tired of hearing what we can't do. Tell me what we can do.
I wish I could.
Then we have to stop that fault from reaching those reactors. Have we heard any news about Dr. Hill's father?
The important issue here is one of resistance. The fault line is running with the natural grain of the strata, and it's going to continue along this path unless something comes along to make it do otherwise.
Then how do we create enough resistance to force it to veer off?
We can't force it to do anything. It's too big, it's too powerful.
Al is right. We can't beat the fault by going toe-to-toe with it, but maybe we can just make it turn against itself.
How the hell do we do that, Earl?
It's like playing poker. You take advantage of your opponent's natural tendencies, and most of the time they beat themselves. It's Texas, right?
Yeah.
So what do they do in Texas?
You got me, to ride horses, raise cattle,
Pump oil?
Exactly. Here, take a look at this topographic. We've got over 150 natural gas wells within a 25-mile radius of Red Plains, some of them ranging in depth from 3 to over 5 kilometers.
And that's about how deep our fault is running.
Yes, honey, exactly. These pockets of natural gas are trapped between layers of rock deep under the surface, right?
Yes.
And they're already under tremendous pressure. As the fault approaches, it's going to squeeze those gas pockets. Squeeze them like they have never been squeezed before. And don't forget, everything is still in a state of acceleration as we approach the peak event. All that pressure is just going to be itching to let loose. So all we have to do is wait for the right moment, provide the fuse, and boom, there's your path of least resistance.
You want to open up a new fault line to try to stop the one that's already there?
No, not stop it. Divert it. Why not? Once the ground opens up, the Midwestern fault is going to head right into our new fault, following the grain of the strata.
And veer right around Red Plains.
Yes.
Just might work.
Just mine.
We've targeted 27 natural gas wells within 2 miles of the Red Plains reactors, all of them presently in use or capped.
It won't take much to set any of these off, Mr. President. It's like using tinder to light a fire and dry kindling.
The fault line will intercept our group of gas wells here, right outside Red Plains 1 and 2. The moment it does, we'll initiate the detonation sequence.
Isn't that cutting it a little close?
Yes, sir, it is, but the closer we cut it to the peak event, the better off we're going to be. When these wells do go off, they're going to rip the ground wide open, concaving the entire area.
Will this stop the fault from reaching the Gulf?
Well, maybe we'll get lucky. We don't really know.
Saving 75 million lives from a nuclear catastrophe is still a hell of a good deal. I'll take it. Thank you, both of you. Good luck. Godspeed.
Thank you. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Mr. President. Devil himself couldn't think of something like that.
What's your position, Dr. Hill?
We're flying over the fault line right now. How much time do we have?
The fault should reach Red Plains in less than 90 minutes.
This is going to be tight.
I'm making my way towards the access panel now. The shaft is barely holding together.
Take it slow, Will. Take it slow.
How we doing, Will?
I'm almost there. Do you see the access panel?
Yeah, but it's screwed shut.
That's it. You won't have time to work them free, but if you push hard enough, it should pop open.
All right.
Come on, we gotta go back down. Come on. Stay back. All right. Lock. No, 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 further. No.
back around.
Stay in formation. All units, start your approach and prepare for landing. 50 meters. 30 meters. Roger that base and prepare for landing. This is Red Leader 1. We are on the ground. This is Foxfire 12. We are on the ground. This is Desert Wind 3. We are on the ground. Where's Dr. King? We are on the ground. This is Dr. Earl Hill and Dr. Samantha Hill out there right now.
Dr. Hill and Dr. Hill.
That's right.
Let me show you what we got. 1.5 pound bricks of composition C4. Impact zone, 2 meters high, 50 meters wide at a 50-meter range.
That should do the job.
Who will be initiating the firing sequence?
Sam, it's your show.
Just flip the safety.
Got it.
And hit the toggle.
Come on, babe. Let's go.
Yep.
Let's go! Get him back in!
You be careful, huh?
I will.
I love you.
I love you too.
Let's go.
This is Foxfire 12. We are back in the air.
Sam?
Yeah,
How you coming along?
we're just finishing 24. We're heading to the next one.
Good deal. Yeah, we're almost done here.
Are we good?
We're good. Let's go. Come on.
Did you feel that?
I sure do, baby. It's coming for us. Come on, guys. Now!
Stay in formation.
Coming back around.
Placing the last mine now, sir.
Get us the hell out of here! There's no other way! Brad! I told you I had your back! Floor's hurt! Okay, we're out of here! Let's go! Get this line off! Okay, take us up! Take us up! Hey, we're not moving! Stop! Hold on! There's something wrong with one of the winches! No! My crew is not moving! Come on, guys, we gotta go! Come on, guys, come on! Grab him, come on! Take him for the chopper!
The bomb is closing in on the reactor. Our teams are still trying to clear the area.
45 seconds.
What are you doing? Take it home! The three of you, no more! You take it, Brad! You take it! Take him off! Take him off! Take him off! Okay, bring that one up! Brad, I'll be okay! Brad, no! It's okay!
35 seconds, sir.
We're going in to pick up Dr. Hill's team.
28 seconds.
My brother's still down there! No! Run!
10.
Now, baby! Now! Do it!
Down!
stopped.
Sure as hell did.
The fault has stopped moving, sir. It stopped!
Is it over?
I don't know.
So you think that's a good idea?
This is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity, Sergeant. I am not going to pass it up. Will you look at that?
It's like the Earth has a mind of its own.
It always did, baby. If I taught you anything, I taught you that. I don't like the sound of that.
It's opening up. It's opening up.
The fault's on the move again.
I want everyone in the air right now. The fault is continuing to move south. Foxfire 12, ready for takeoff. We are in the air again. All squadrons, I want you to track the fault. I repeat, stay with the fault. Roger that. We are closing in on it right now. Status, Dr. Hill.
It's heading south.
It's closing in on Houston, sir.
The Midwestern Fault seems to be picking up speed as it makes its way into Houston, devastating everything in its path. We can only hope that everyone has evacuated this city by now. There it goes. The skyline is literally being ripped in half by the force of this fault.
It doesn't show any signs of slowing.
It's nearing the Gulf, sir.
I don't believe it. What's happening?
It's breaking through to the Gulf, sir.
Come on, baby. Hold on.
Although it is with heavy hearts we mourn those we have lost, it is with profound gratitude that we cherish those who have survived. And while we are now divided geographically, we will not be divided spiritually.